past few years, collective research has debunked the popular myths that a high-fiber diet lifestyle can cause unfinished housework, late dinners, and neglected family members. In fact, continuing studies show that a high-fiber diet lifestyle may significantly improve the disposition of a crafter, creating a more contented home life. Furthermore, continued exposure can develop an ability to endure meetings, waiting rooms, school functions, and sporting events without experiencing the kind of boredom it makes one want to consume lead paint. Here are just a few ways one can properly increase daily fiber intake. Visit your local yarn store or shop online. Join online fiber communities. Tour sheep or alpaca farms. Attend fiber festivals. Or listen to the High Fiber Diet podcast. Please remember to spread your fiber intake throughout the day rather than trying to get it all in one shot. Stretching and resting is important, and your body will thank you.
Hi, this is Kagi, and welcome to the High Fiber Diet podcast. Welcome to those who are new here, and welcome back to those who are coming back. I'm coming to you from West Michigan, not far off the shores of Lake Michigan. And yeah, this is another confession from me. I have quite a few finished objects. I'm wearing one. This is my granny tee. And it's called the Scrappy Granny Tee, designed by Emily Marie Davies, and it is crocheted. I used a 3.25 hook to do it up in, and I used Lang Yarns Paradise, which is a cotton. And I really like the way it came out. I'm wearing it today over a dress. It's below my waist length, so it fits nicely. I normally wear it with jeans, but today I threw it on over this tank dress that I have going on, and I really like the way it came out. I don't think I did the sleeves per the pattern, and I finished off the bottom with just single crochets, the same as I did at the top. Just simple. It took 3 3/4 skeins, so almost 4 full skeins. I still have a skein and a quarter left. Not sure what I'll do with that. I don't want to add any more length to this. I really like it. So I started this on June 1st and finished it on June 9th, and that was while working on other projects. So it was a very fast project and highly recommended. This was self-striping yarn. You could do it in solid yarn. This is, I want to say it's a DK weight. Let me look it up real quick. It's a sport weight, but I think it's a thicker sport, more of a DK weight. But I really like the way it came out. So I'm happy with it. I've worn it a couple times to work, and yeah. So my next finished object is my Molly shawl. And the Molly shawl is made by, I'm gonna butcher this, Aglae, A-G-L-A-E. Laser, I believe is the last name. And I did this out of Millens, and it is just a simple triangular crocheted shawl. I used all but maybe this much of the ball. So this is definitely a sport weight, heavy fingering sport weight. And I do love the way it came out. I think my sister-in-law will adore it. So this is going to go into the mail to her fairly soon. It is an alpaca blend for the mill end. And I might be ordering more of these. I think I got them from Premier. I think. I'll have to look at my receipts. But there's no brand name on the ball or anything. It just says Millens, and I think that's the last of my alpaca that I had gotten. It was like a grab bag. So I'm very happy with that as well. another finished object. I'm sorry, I'm looking down because I have these all tracked and I just want to do them as I grab them. My Electra cardigan. I finally finished today because I got the buttons from the Magpie's Eye out of the UK. And I decided on using this very sparkly button that went very well with the color of gray there. And of course this is Chicken Lady Fiber Arts in another gray hair, and this came together very nicely. Got it all finished up. It took me about a year to finally finish this up. And long sleeves on both. I could have gone a little bit longer in the bottom, but this was bottom up, and so I was going by the pattern, and I knew that 13 inches was not going to be enough, so I had knit it to 15 inches, where I know my magic number is 16 plus ribbing, but I only had this much yarn left over. And I'm not going back and ripping back out. Really like the way it fits. In fact, I'll put up a picture here of how it looks on me. I mean, it hits perfect. I'm wearing it with the same dress that I have on, but I'll wear it with slacks and a dress shirt or something like that. Just, it'll be a good piece to be in my repertoire of clothing for work. It fits beautifully. I did tack down the collar here so that it doesn't pull up, so it just sits there. It's like a folded over collar instead of a shawl collar. It is the one button look. Of course, I'm wearing this over a sweater now. It is the one button look that it opens at the bust line, brings it up. It comes right to my waist like a bolero. I really like the way this is done. I did it in one piece instead of in pieces as the pattern says. Let me name the designer. It's Katarina Amprikidou, Amprikidou. And it did take 6 plus skeins, so just a little bit over 6. And I had ordered a silver metallic, which is the one I ended up going with on the button. I had also ordered a white metallic, a blue metallic, and they came with a backer button. I did not use the backer button because it doesn't seem heavy enough the way I sewed it on, but I did end up going with the one down here that is the silver gray. And again, that's Magpie Eyes. Instagram link is the Magpie's Eye. And I'm very satisfied. Handmade button, very nicely done. Really like it. So finally, the Electra cardigan off my needles, and I'm very pleased with it. I won't be wearing it today. It is, 85 degrees and probably 85% humidity, so that's not getting worn today. But it will once fall hits, and I'm in Michigan. We get a lot of winter weather, so it will get worn a lot. I also finished up my Granny Square sweater based off the Jethro. I didn't buy the Jethro, and I had started this before she brought out the Jethro, so kind of took a look at it and said, yeah, that's what I want. But I did this out of the All-in-One Grannies from Red Heart, and then I used acrylic mainstays yarn in a teal. That's what they call it. I think it's more turquoise, but ocean blue kind of looking. And I did knit sleeves and knit bottoms. I did not put pockets on this. decided not to. I did, what did I do across the back? 5? 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, I did 5 across the back. I can count. And I did 4 across the front, so 2 and 2. And I left the center one open for the neck because that's how I like my neck to sit. And again, I used an eye hook predominantly because these are tension necessary, so you have to watch where you're going and you play with it with planned pooling kind of thing. It was mostly a 9, I think. Occasionally I had to drop down, or not a 9, an I. Occasionally I had to drop down to H, and occasionally I had to go up to a J, depending on the tension needed, and I wasn't going to hurt my hands over it. And it did take a while to do all of the squares because it was a lot of work on the wrist and such. The 9 I was talking about, I used a US 9 for the sleeves, and the ribbing I did not change for the ribbing. And I'm very happy with it. In fact, I am so happy with this. When I went to Knit Group, they said, we want to make it. So I've ordered more yarn for everybody and told them to pick up their hooks. And because I already have this color and everybody else wants this color, so it's a popular color, we got that. But let's see if I can reach down here. I picked up a different color for me. And I'm going to be doing the Totally Teal Noir. So it is a black and tealy colors. And the color I have to go with it is actually teal in Red Heart. And so it's more of the greeny color, greeny teal, where I'd call the other one more a turquoise. And I think this is going to go very well together and make me another. And I think I'm actually going to make it 1 row longer and put pockets on it. I may put the pockets on the inside. I may put the pockets as afterthought with just this color on the inside. I haven't decided on that yet, but I know I want pockets on this next one that I do. So that's my next one. That I'm not starting on it until we get back to group, which will be mid-July. But yeah, I have enough yarn here. For my size, it takes 2.5 of the skeins. For people smaller, of course, it takes less. And then it takes 1.5 of these, and that's without the pockets. I got these on Amazon, set of 3 for both of them. And I want to say the whole sweater without time, and if I took money into time measurement, but without that, it's like $25 for the, maybe $30 with shipping for the sweater. And yeah, it's acrylic. You can wash it, you can dry it, you can do everything you want with it. I'm not planning to jump in a fire, so yeah, I'm not worried about it melting. Put down my arms here. I feel like I'm gonna fall out of my chair. What else did I finish? I decided to do the Doodads blanket, and that is by it is the DOO-DAD by Hooked on Sunshine. It's a crochet blanket. I used a size I hook, and I used 4 skeins of Bernay Bundle Up in Marshmallow. And I adore this pattern. This is the initial beginning, then you do the repeat, which goes from right here to right here, and then you do the next repeat and the next repeat, and then you do this really sweet picot edge in the middle of the repeat, so to finish. So as many of these as you want done. Now this is I don't know how big it is. I think we measured it out to 44 inches square, and went through the washer, went through the dryer, 100% polyester. This is going to go to a doctor. His wife is pregnant. We're having the office shower for them coming up in a couple weeks. And I will get this to them for that. And I'm very happy with it. I'm looking, I think this top, that top, that top, that, yeah, I think that's it for finished objects. Been a while, right? So, what else have I been working on? And what are my plans? Let's go into that. I started the Stella Alpina from Mini-Me Knit Designs, and I lost a stopper. I have one, I lost the other. This is a round yoke, top down. It has short rows in the back. And I am almost to the point. I think I have one more lace repeat to do, which will be another inch, and I will be separating for the sleeves. So at this point, it looks kind of like a sampler of different lace patterns. And I really like the way it's coming out. I am doing this up in Kobu by Lion Brand, which is bamboo, cotton and bamboo, $51.49, and this is the color white. I have a total of 6 skeins. I don't think I'm going to have to use 6 skeins. This is only, I just started the second skein on this. So I'm thinking I'm gonna be doing it short sleeve, not cropped. I'll probably do it to 15 inches and then do the bottom, because that's how I like to wear my tops. And if I wear it under a blazer or I wear it under something else, I can do that. It is getting warm in here, so I am peeling. And forgive all the white specks because I'm wearing a black dress. That's just how it goes, right? So this is without me in it. Oh, I did do something on this, and I think I'm going to do it on the Stella Alpina, is I have more bumps and grumps in the front than I have in the back. So I pull, and you can see it when I take it off. You can see that the back is about 1.5 inches in from the front. That gives bust room. So I don't do my arms at exactly 50%. I do 60 in the front, 40 in the back, and move them back because my back is shorter across than my bust because I have bumps. So the girls need room, and I don't need it to raise up in the front on my belly. So that's how I do it. So if I hold these exactly together here, you're going to see that in the back, it comes further towards the middle. Or I hope you can see that. And that's just something over the years with round yoke. I don't need the bunching right here of the extra in front or the bunching right there of the extra in back. If I just give more room here, I don't have to give bust starts. And I'm using the same numbers throughout, and everything lines up right on the front where it's supposed to. So that's just how I change things to fit my body. Every body is different. I know some people put in back waist shaping or butt darts to make it bigger for the hip line, things like that. For me, this is how I've learned to do it. But this is what, like I said, it works for me. And I believe I'm going to do the same thing with the Stella Alpina, just to ensure that the back lays a little bit flatter. It's nicer in jackets. It looks nicer on, and I don't have any pulls towards the front of not enough room. So that's my Stella Alpina. I am keeping that sort of. Right now it's sitting on my chair out in the front room where I sit, but this is behold the field in which I grow my fucks and see that it is barren. Unfortunately, this maker is no longer with us. She has stopped making bags, but I love her snarkiness. Just love her snarkiness. So another project that I started in my GI Pink, my Pink Panther bag. And I did this out of Opal Sock Yarn Plain, and this is for the Make Orange Great Again. Don't know if I'm going to continue on with this because I found a couple other things I'd rather, but I have socks started on size 1.5 needles in Opal Sock Yarn in orange, but that's all I did because my heart's just not in this one. So it'll probably get frogged. I did frog 20 items. So all my whips and stuff like that, I went through and just went, I'm not finishing this. I actually threw out 2, pulled the needles out and gone. I'm not even going to work with the yarn anymore. But I frogged about 20 items, and I'm over having the anxiety of having all of that. And if I don't want to knit on them, there's a reality there. I either don't want the product, or I just don't like the yarn design or everything to do with it. So I got rid of it. I went through a bunch of them. Now I still got a couple more totes to go through, but right now that's what I've gone through. So I have a pair of socks going, and that bag, I have no idea where it came from. It came from a friend at a knitting retreat, and yeah, this bag maker is no longer with us. She's here. She's just not making bags anymore. Shouldn't say it like that, right? This is my Son of a Nutcracker from Vesper. And I have finally started, and this is a barely started, but started, the second sock. And my goal is to have these done by Christmas. So I've got some time. I have half a year left. As of tomorrow, we're good. I still have yay much, so I have plenty of yarn. What do I keep pulling out of here? Oh, I ripped out that project. So these are little balls of yarn that need to go over here that were ripped out of a project. I am going to do something scrappy to get rid of all my scrappy yarns that I don't know what I'm going to do, but I'm working on it, and I want to tone down my 20 bags of scrap yarn into something useful. No, I don't want to do mitered squares. Love the looks of them, hate knitting them, not doing it. So that's my Vesper sock. Then another sock I have going, and you've seen this. This was my Easter sock, and I am at the point where I am decreasing. These are decreased. Whoa, don't drop. These are decreased on the bottom instead of on the side for the gusset. And you can see it being decreased here. And so it goes over the heel, down it, to the ball of your foot, coming down here. And so I have a different decrease. They look kind of funny sitting here like this. But when you put them, this isn't a sock blocker, but it's my sock measurer. And I know that my size 10 foot will fit in there, but it kind of poofs out at the bottom. And this is from Saki's. I don't even know if they're still in business. This is my sock ruler. It has my name on it. And I use this a lot, but I did pick up, so that's all I am on this. This is just in the car knitting when we're going somewhere, doing something. And it's just opal sock yarn held in a Stitched by Jessalou bag that my friend Lori got me. It's squirrels. I love me some squirrels. That's why I married one. There you go. Temu had sock rulers. Now, obviously, these are not rulers that will go in socks. So I ordered them. They were cheap. I'm not mad that they don't go in socks. I'm teaching sock knitting. This will hold your foot down and you can write on whose sock it is at that size and figure out heel decreases and everything. So I have 3 more of these. I really like these. They were, I want to say $5 for 5 of them, but really worth it. I don't buy everything from Temu, but when I can get a deal, I get a deal. There we go. What did I just drop? My shark. My friend from work must be thinking about me. He got me a shark. It's the shark from, you know where it's from. Why can't I think of it? Yep. But, where was I? Projects. Next one. I digress. Oh, by the way, I'm not crazy. I've been tested. I'm good. I started seeing a therapist and he suggested I go in for some testing, and I joke now because everything came out okay that I've been tested and I'm not crazy. So that may be the theme of this. I'm also turning 56 in 2 days, so you know, there's that. I started the Alpine Bloom, and this is being done on, let's see how blind I am, size 8 needles, I think. Let's turn that on. There we go. Size 8 needles. And it's got my heffalumps on it. But I did the lace top, and I am starting down. I've done the short rows in the back, and so we're starting on the patterning now. I am using Crazy from Stonehenge Fiber Mill in these colors, and I am using Aegean Tweed in terracotta, and this is what I have been making up. You have to be 50% orange for the Make Orange Great Again color cowl. And so the cowl that's going on, it's a make along. I don't know if they're calling it a cowl, a mal, a cowl, I don't know. K-cowl, C-cowl, mal, make along, I don't know. But this is what I'm doing. And I have 2 more skeins of the orange, and since my, what was the name of that? It's not Ditto. What's the name of it? I can't think of it. My gray sweater only took 3 skeins of this for the size that I needed. With 1 skein of this, I know I've got enough for the size I'm going to want to go. I am not doing long sleeves. I am doing short sleeves. I don't know how long I'll do the sleeves, and I don't know if I'll do the lace at the bottom or not. I'm kind of playing it by ear, and this is being held in a Cozy Sky company bag. This is my honeybees. Love my honeybees. This one has the clip at the top to hold everything in, and this will hold on to my sweater quite nicely as I wander everywhere to get it done. Trying to think, do I have anything else going? I don't think so. I think I just have dream knitting at this point. So, I want to do, I don't know if I have the name of the pattern, and that's what gets me. So hold on, let me look at my queue. It might be right here. I do still use Ravelry for my queue. I do. It's called the Pixelated Cardigan. Let me pull it up. I don't use Ravelry much for groups or anything, but I do use it for my queue. So this pattern I've made once before, and I absolutely adore wearing it. I just wish that what I had made is a little bit longer. But then I came across some yarn that I was like, I've just got to try it. I know it's Lion Brand. You know what? I am not a yarn snob. Never have been. I have $300 skeins. I have $3 skeins. I have $1 skein. Yarn's yarn. I'm going to use it. If I can afford it at the time, I buy it. But this is Wool-Ease Air. It is super bulky. 74% acrylic, 13% wool, and 13% polyester. It is super fuzzy. When I wound it off onto a ball, this is what I get. Then I was like, okay, I'm just going to do a regular sweater out of this. Just, see how it is, see how it works. Then I saw this, and I got a skein of it in a surprise package from them. I had gotten some that I'd ordered, and they'd thrown this in. This is called Faux Leather. And I thought a noir on noir, black on black, in that pixelated. So I'm going to do this for the main body, main color. And this is going to be the pixelated. You're supposed to use a fabric, which I have used in the past, but that leather is going to be up where the yellow is in this picture. And I think that is going to be fun. I will probably do the leather here, come down with the pixelated. I may do the leather at the cuff instead of having it fuzzy. And I may do a leather along the outside, depending. I have 4 skeins of this. It is 100% polyester and super bulky, and there's only 39 yards per skein in this. It's not real stretchy. It's just a faux leather. It's just like fabric. And I think the two together will give the matte and gloss that I want, and it'll make it, I just can't wait to make it up. I may start this pretty soon. So I have 4 skeins of this and 4 skeins of this. This is 218 per skein, so I know I have enough to do a jacket. Even I'd like it a little bit longer, but if it becomes bolero like the other, that's fine. On top of that, I have been looking at doing I know I talked about that dress last time. I have 2 sweaters that I am deciding on. Either the Deshane, which is this one. Not sure if that's going to come up. Let me make it big, see if that helps. There we go. And I know that's 2 panels, and then it's knit together. And I have Cotton in this blue. And I know that's supposed to be an Aran weight, but I've seen people do it in the DK weight, so I'm okay with doing that. I can change parameters on things. But the other one that I have thought about doing is it called the Loop? Oh, Loop something. It's kind of stripy. I don't know why it's called Loops, but Loop-de-loop? I don't know. I'm looking. I am looking. That's going to be funny if I go through all of them. That's weird. How is it not in there? I know I bought the pattern. There it is, Lacy Loop Tee. And I think it actually calls for fingering, which it does. So I'd be doing it with a bigger yarn, but that just means I make a smaller size. So there's that. And again, in that baby blue, and this baby blue is Cotland DK weight from Knit Picks, bought many years ago. And I'm not minding working with the cotton and bamboo right now, so that doesn't bother me. I also want to get a pair of socks going in my squirrel colorway. I just haven't gotten there yet. I think that's it. I need to start, I want to do the bubble shawl, and I need to do 2 more baby blankets within the next month. So I do have that to get going. Lots of plans, lots of things. I know I had said last episode that I was going to do a how to clean your spinning wheel. It's been a month at work. It has. So I haven't had a chance to even pull out my spinning wheel. And as soon as I do, I've still got till the 5th, I think, before Tour de Fleece starts. So I'll have time then. I don't really have a gadget for you this time. I kind of talked about the sock thing, but I haven't had many new gadgets. I think I talked about the electric ball winder last time or the time before. I'm still playing with the same things that I played with before. So tell me what your dream knitting is. I have things that I have piled up. I mean, of course, you can see things here. I have a sweater here that I want to get going. Love this yarn. I was going to use it as my orange. It just didn't work out for that pattern, for the autumn bloom or whatever it's called. Alpine bloom. I have to find another sweater or another sweater pattern for this. I'm thinking just maybe a simple tee, or I might do a tank one, but I don't really want a DK weight tank, and this is definitely a DK weight, and it's cashmere, and so I want it something flowy, something away from the body a little bit because I get overheated very quickly. So I'm not sure exactly on that. And then I have 4 skeins of this that I have been looking to do some sort of pattern. This is from the Wicked Knitta. This is Peach Blossom. Absolutely love it. Is it going to focus? I'm sorry about bouncing there we go. I love the way this is. It's a single. Definitely want a shawl out of this. I was going to do a sweater, but I think with it being a single, I think a shawl would be much prettier in it. And then I have this kit that I plan to start before fall starts, which is the Night Shift kit, all done in Black Hills yarn. And I do want to get that going. Lori and I were together in Hot Springs, South Dakota a couple of years ago, and that's where I picked this up, and I really want to get it going. So just more dream knitting, things that I only have 2 hands. And I also know that I want to start my Kiviot. I have this for my small Kiviot. This was given to me by Toady Joe many moons ago. And I have 2 more skeins of it in navy that my husband bought me for my birthday 2 years ago. And I think if I do these together, it will look really pretty. So I have to decide what I'm making with this. Probably a cowl, not sure, but something along that line. And I think at this point, this is the end of it. Have a great week. Have a great month. This is my birthday week, so I'm going to have a great week. And until next time, check your checkbook before starting the high fiber diet. Bye-bye.